The movement holds in its embrace not only the trees of Sri Bhart's beloved Garhwal, but all creation across the world. It highlights the unique responsibility of protecting creation that has been placed on human beings. It is a movement of love against pulverizing greed. And it is in this sense Sri Bhart's work draws upon the life and thought of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji, like poet Tagore, had an abiding concern with nature and the unique placement of human consciousness in this vast and bafflingly intricate relationship. While the poet sang of its glory and bowed its head on all our behalf, Gandhiji placed love at the heart of his understanding of human-nature relationship. Gandhiji said he had no use for economics without ethics. This simple injunction created a moral frame within which human ingenuity has to function. The limits to human greed have to be defined by inner imperatives and not external constraints. These inner imperatives that he called beautifully a small, still voice is available to all of us if we cultivate the capability to listen to it and to follow its dictates, a capacity that Sri Bhat acquired and demonstrated through practice. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, by placing ethics at the heart of economics, Gandhiji gave us an idea whose significance we have just begun to understand. This is the idea of trusteeship, based on the idea of faith, which is unique human capacity. All of us live by and through trust. Gandhiji asked us to be trustees and to have faith in the goodness of our hearts and the hearts of others. This goodness would enable us to act as trustees of what is ours and not ours. To be a trustee is to see nature as belonging to all creation and those who are yet to come. The idea of trusteeship has been also seen as an idea of redistribution justice. Those with wealth and capability of generating wealth use it for the benefit of others and for society at large, to whom also the wealth belongs. Sri Bhart's movement as one of the finest examples of this idea of trusteeship. Through his work, Sri Bhat has reminded this nation and the world as a whole that we are responsible for the future as well. When we act as trustees, we are non-violent. Ahimsa is not just a method or an instrument. It requires a recognition of the humanity of others, including the humanity of those we seek to challenge, including the state. Ahimsa is based on the idea that others are capable of recognizing truth and acting upon it, however misguided or even oppressive they might be. Ahimsa is not just non-injury, it is an active force that embraces the others, eradicating the difference between I and thou. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, poet Tagore and Gandhiji were two modern Indians who recognized the force of such ahimsa, which frees the unjust and the oppressor from the need and desire to perpetuate injustice and suffering to others. Ahimsa deepens freedom and enlarges its scope to include in its ambit the other. Sri Bhart's movement showed the way of practicing ahimsa by physically embracing the endangered and the inanimate. Sri Bhart has not only deepened our understanding of responsibility but also provided an object lesson to the world of the power of ahimsa. We in India must always keep in mind that we are the trustees of the heritage of Mahatma Gandhi. As trustees, it is our sacred duty to preserve, protect, disseminate this heritage which is truly a legacy of all humanity. The Government of India, through the Ministry of Culture, has taken two significant and long-lasting initiatives in this regard. In September last year, the Gandhi Heritage Portal was dedicated to the people of India and the world. This is an authentic, comprehensive, open-source digital archive of Gandhiji's writings and the scholarly work around these ideals. The Gandhi Heritage Portal uses technology to bring to the world message of Gandhiji. The Ministry of Culture also launched a 5-year mission called the Gandhi Heritage Sites Mission. This mission is mandated with the preservation of the built heritage of Gandhiji's life. It will create an architectural database and provide guides to the protection of around 39 crore sites associated with Gandhiji's life in South Africa, Bangladesh, England, and of course, India. I am certain these initiatives will prepare the ground for us to renew our commitment to Gandhian ideals as we mark two significant events in the coming years. On 9th January 2015, we will mark 100 years since Gandhiji's return to India after his long and life-altering Satyagraha in South Africa. This would be an occasion for us to celebrate not only Gandhiji, but all those Pravasi Bharatiyas, persons of Indian origins who have made significant contribution to their adopted countries as well as Mother India. In 2019, we will also celebrate 150th anniversary of Gandhiji's birth, which we can truly celebrate by ending the indignity of homes without toilets and making a success of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan announced by the government to ensure hygiene, waste management and sanitation across the country. Sri Bhart, in honoring you, all those countless women and men who became trustees of the nature and who, through their embrace, expanded our Swaraj. I salute you for your dedication, tireless and invaluable work for the conservation of environment. I also thank you for your immense contribution to our nation and wish you good health as well as long years of continued service to the people. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.